Hello, my name is Brittany D. I'm a psychic medium and spiritual teacher here to give you an overall collective message for May 22nd to the 29th. As always, this is just a general message for the collective. This is designed to be general. So if you'd like something more specific to you, feel free to click the link in the description and book a one-on-one reading with me. Otherwise, just take what resonates and leave the rest. Hopefully, there will be a little piece of magic in here for you. So let's see what Spirit has for us for the collective. May 22nd to the 29th, Spirit, whatever's in the highest and best. Whatever's in the highest and best, Spirit. Okay, both of those came out. And this one was first. And then we have this one. So the first part is self-forgiveness. Let go of old guilt and remember that you are God's perfect child. I'm really feeling that there's an up level happening that's been happening leading up to this is the first card of this week. I honestly don't remember at all what we talked about last week, but it feels like the energy is coming in from like as if you've already been working on this. This isn't anything new. This is something that you've been working with and is really alive and loud for you right now. But it is um, essentially spirits wanting to talk about that process. Positive energy, surround yourself with positive people and situations and avoid negativity. There's something that feels really important about this with this process. Like it's like having to release the old, maybe old people, old situations that are keeping you tied to that guilt and not forgiving yourself. And in the process of forgiving yourself, you're just going to have to let go. You're going to have to let go of them or these places or these people in order to, surround yourself with more positive things. And then, of course, this card's down. So I don't even know what this card is. Of course, this is a card that comes right after that. Dream big. Let go of small thoughts about yourself. See yourself succeeding. And that also means let go of anyone else that has small thoughts about you or anyone else that tries to keep you in a loop of shame and guilt and, just feeling like you need to put yourself down or have pity for yourself. You're on a new trajectory. That's what this whole reading is going to be about. You're on a new trajectory and you need to be focused on staying on that trajectory. Surround yourself with people and things that bring more light and more positivity in your life because you are going to be succeeding. That's the direction that you're headed in, but you have to let these things go in order to create the space. I can't make this shit up, y'all. Simplify your life. Eliminate clutter from your home and work life to balance the flow of activities. Need I say more? Like I just said, you're going to need to let that shit go in order to create space. So, this is creating space energetically in relationships and also in your physical space. This is simplifying things because you're creating more space for that big dream, for that positive energy, for the things that you're heading towards. So you got to clear out the old. There it is. Communicating freely. I communicate from the depths of my being. This is definitely relational. Something that you're going to have to let go here is relational. Someone or something that's trying to keep you in that loop of guilt and shame and feeling sorry for yourself. You're going to have to communicate fully and freely and openly. And it might mean that's how you're going to simplify things. That's how you're going to clear things out. But it might mean, a shift or a change in the dynamic, making a difference. My inner light shines far and wide. Okay, this is actually a really good sign here because what this is saying to me is that this communicating, trying to simplify things and focus on your dream and basically these people that are keeping you in this loop of guilt and shame or trying to attempt to, they might not even realize it. So you're going to bring it to their attention and you're going to shine a light on it. And they're actually going to be like, huh, I actually didn't even realize that. I don't want to keep you from your dreams. I don't want to be someone in your life that you feel like is holding you back or holding you down. Let me go ahead and shift too. So your light makes an impact. You're bringing it to light and it makes an impact and it makes a difference in your life and the lives of others. So both of these are up. This is the one that's on top. So we have giving birth. I'm bringing forth new and dynamic energy into the world. That's exactly what we were just talking about. It's going to bring us, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a shift. You're bringing in a whole new energy into your relationships, into your life, and into the dreams and the direction that you're going. Stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. So this is you just the moon and it being nighttime doesn't really have anything to do with this. Sometimes it does. That's not really what the vibe is with this card. But you're essentially just going, it's going to feel really simple like that. Simplify your life by the end. This is going to towards the end of the reading, right? By the end of it, it's just going to be you and your power sitting casually. It's not going to feel like what it is right now. So just know that you're going to move through the process and you're going to actually, as you communicate freely, you're going to be reflected a lot of, I didn't even, thank you for shining light on that. I didn't even realize that I was being that way. I don't want to be that way. And it brings just a whole new dynamic energy into the world, into others' lives, into your life. And it's just going to feel really simple after that. You're just going to be sitting in your power and it's like a sense of arrival is a great way of saying it. I always like to pull a card from the psychic deck towards the end of the reading just to see what the future might hold. This might have to do with this reading. It might have to be completely separate, for next week or the following. But it's whatever is coming in the future that spirit wants to bring a light on. What I'm finding very interesting about this reading right now, for those of you that are here every week, this. I usually pull 3 cards from this deck, but 4 just came out organically. I usually pull 3 cards from this deck, but 4 just came out organically. And I usually pull 1 card from this deck and 2 came out organically. So all of them have extra essentially, which to me, it feels just very connected to abundance and overflow and having more than enough. This whole initiation, this whole thing that we're moving through is so that way we can get into a place where, yes, we're just sitting in our power and it's simple and it's doesn't feel like there's any guilt to have around it, but it's also overflow. There's a abundance. There's more. That scarcity and lack that was keeping you in those loops of guilt. It's just more than enough. There's no scarcity. There's no lack. I don't feel sorry for myself. There's more than enough. There's nothing to feel sorry for or about. So let's see what the psychic cards have for us. We have movement, choices, decisions, emotional loss. Movement, choices, decisions, emotional loss. So there is going to be from this place in the coming week or weeks, there is going to be some movement and essentially exactly what it says, some choices that we have to make from this new place, this new dynamic energy that's been birthed forward, that may come with some emotional loss. And it may be when we hear emotional loss, we think, oh God, no, I don't want to, I love everybody. I don't want to, but it could be, losing things like your pity and your guilt. Those are emotions. So you're just going to have to keep making choices in the direction through the doorways that are really actually aligned with you. So that way you can let go and release anything that is not actually aligned with where you are heading. And I know that sounds really general and simple, but it's actually exactly what we're moving through in this process. So I hope that this was helpful for you. If you'd like to share it with a friend, you think it might be helpful for them, I would love that. Please comment below. I absolutely love hearing from you all. And I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your week. And I'll see you next week. So much love and namaste.